Do you what year do you get through selection and go to OTC then?
90 to 91.
Okay,
So,
so,
yep, all of 90, I'm going through selection. And right after I get back from Panama, it's like I'm go to Korea and then go to selection.
OTC for viewers who might not know is the operator's training course. It's, it's the step before you officially become the thing. What was when you go to OTC, what did you think was going to happen? Did you think you were going to be doing like ninja things? And then what actually, because my understanding is OTC, you become the greatest person on the planet at the basics to the point you cannot screw up any of the basics. Is that accurate to say?
Yeah, yeah, I'd agree with that. And the basics at everything.
Right.
So, and not just the hard skills, the shooting and the CQB stuff, but you get a lot of training. Um, driving training, security driving training, and psychological evals and vision tests and acuity tests. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. And there's always a physical fitness aspect to everything, of course. Um, and so in the army that I can speak to the army about, typically you have uh, PT formation in the morning. That's how you start your day. And then you just do whatever it is your job is in the army the rest of the day. So there is no structured stuff like that, like you do in PT. You got to get it though. You got to get it somewhere. You got to squeeze it in the schedule. And because just the physical activities that you do, everything's going to require some sort of physical activity. A lot of academic stuff going on about concepts of, even in the protection side of the house. Um, oh man, it's so many things. The hard skills, the soft skills, the admin stuff. Um, yeah, it is just jam packed with so much stuff and shooting, a lot of shooting. um, and it's really kind of neat the way it's run, and because it's not nobody's screaming at you still. It's a more of a mentor coaching kind of a atmosphere that the instructors have, right? And they counsel you every day about how you're performing and where you need to be. And yeah, it's pretty neat. It's hard because it's just physically demanding, mentally demanding. It's not a gut check anymore. It's just you're going to learn how to be, the best soldier, the fundamentals. You're going to learn how to be the best person, the best soldier, the best operator, for lack of a better term. I hate that word, but um, yeah, it's just so how to work around helicopters, even though if you've been around before or not, you're going to do that again, and how to do it right. Um, and it's one of those things where a lot of things you do very common sense, but you've maybe taken shortcuts. Because the thing the thing I've heard after that too, the funny thing I've heard after that, it's like, well, that's what you guys do behind the fence, right? I was like, yeah, no, we don't do that. And so you go in thinking like they're going to teach me this magic trick to shortcut all this stuff. And guess what? There is no magic trick. Learn the fundamentals and be proficient at those, because guess what? That you just it's going to keep escalating. But yeah, it was long hours, long days, long nights. Um, it was awesome. And very little tolerance for mistakes, right? So that was the thing. I don't remember I don't remember being stressed out about that, but I remember others being stressed out about that. Like the performance, right? Very strict standards. And to me, I kind of adopted it as all right, well, you know, there's there's no room for error. And could be, what makes or breaks me. But to me, it was like, well, I went through all this stuff to get here. I'm not going to screw it up now. And of course, I made mistakes, but there was, coaching, mentoring. Hey, do it this way. I saw you do this. Do it this way. It's going to be better, and all this stuff. So I was just like a sponge absorbing all this stuff, And I equated it to my infantry days, and it's very similar task when you get down to individual stuff. Um, like individual soldier tasks, the shooting and moving and communicating. It's the same stuff. You're just getting more proficient at it. And there is no shortcuts. And it's all about performance at the highest level. And they won't push you past like the fundamentals because they keep going back to the fundamentals every time. Um, some of the guys even in my class in OTC were, well, I can't wait to get the next level training, right? And guess what? There is no next level. We're just going to keep getting better at what we're doing, and that elevates you to the next level just automatically. Um, yeah, it's a pretty neat process.
When it comes to the shooting, and I cannot wait to pick your brain on this. Obviously, Delta Force shooters are, correctly viewed as the best combat shooters on the planet. Do you have to be kind of born with a natural instinct for something like that? Or could you, with enough training, could someone like me, if I spend 6 months doing it, could I get good enough? Or is there an X factor that you either have it or you don't have it if you're going to shoot at that level?
Yeah, I would say it's a certain type that is able to have that kind of and excel at that training, that type of thing, right? Shooting in this case. But really, that applies to all that stuff. Um, because we've had some good shooters and they couldn't grasp like CQB principles or concepts or something like that. Um, but shooting in general, I think same thing with competition shooters. I think um, you really got to want to do it to to get better every day. You want to be better than your last performance, right? So I think it's kind of an athletic thing too, professional sports and all that stuff, right? How do I get better at what I'm doing? Um, I know I didn't play professional sports, but I guess it's like it is like in my mind, it was like you're getting ready to play, the Super Bowl. You're getting ready to be on the team, that plays in the Super Bowl. Um, and so that's kind of what was in my head the whole time. It's like, well, like, how do I get better? I'm asking the guys, what can we do better? And really well, we kept falling back to the fundamentals and the basics. Keep getting back to that and just master the basics, really, in whatever it is we're doing. And and you'll be fine. And everybody keep the guys that struggle are the ones that are thinking there's I'm going to be given this this key to the code of commando life, right? And the code is master the basics. And I still do that. Every once in a while, go back to the basics and kind of remind myself that that's the key to success, and then push myself harder, whatever I'm doing. And it, I tell you what, that's a hard thing for a lot of folks to learn. And so when you get to that level, though, when you get to that point in OTC, so we started, I don't know, there was, gosh dang, 200 something people that started in selection, and we end up in my class with, I don't know, a dozen, I think 12 or 13 or something like that. So when you get to that point, um, I guess psychologically, you already share that kind of mindset, and there is no competition amongst each other, and there's no animosity. Like, where did you come from? Kind of stuff at that point, because you're so focused on getting onto a team and into a squadron that you're just concerned about or concerned, but you're just trying to perform to your best. And so I don't even know the guys that were. I mean, they came from all walks of life. A lot of them come from SF communities, Ranger battalions. I think we had a aircrew chief in my class. Um, so infantry, SF, all walks of life. And we all got to this one point, one spot, and it doesn't matter where they came from at this point. We're all here now, and we're gonna, try to get on the no, try to second. That's the thing too. You don't try to second guess a meaning. It's very clear, concise. There's no secret code here. You do what we tell you to do, how we tell you to do it, and you'll be fine. Very, very simple task.